Hello, Star Wars unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba. It has arrived. It is here. The Star Wars Cantina HASLAB project is finally over a year after making the agreement to purchase. It is here. It is here, and I am so excited. I have been doing a lot of straightening up in the Star Wars collection room. You might notice the backdrop a little cleaner, a little bit more spaced out. Back in here, you'll notice all of the glass cases are not lit right now, but oh, this is so nice. I just cannot tell you how much I appreciate the neatness here. My wife even appreciated it, which and then we have not only some nice displays here, but we have space. There's things that I've been moving around. I actually have space to put new things in or move more stuff around. But that's not what we're doing today. Today it's all about this. What do we do with this? Well, we got to get it unboxed first. And then I have a space for it. Here, you can watch my channel. These are some new, or not new shelves. I moved these from back there into here. These are going to be the next thing. This is over the next year. These white plastic shelves, I feel like I'm outgrowing them. So in a sense that I don't really like them. They look too industrial, and I just want to clean it up a little more. And I feel like if I can get some more either cases like this, or even dare I say, some more glass cases that I can put them in. I liked the shelving because I thought, well, we can see everything, and even from the back, because I know that when you go around this side, it's a little tight here, so it makes no sense to put stuff in a sealed case because like here's another case. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? No, this is better. It would be better to put these kind of cases all around here. Like, in fact, judging by the width of this, I think I could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost, I could get 6 of them in here. 6 of these in here. That would be awesome. So, and not Star Wars, but love Young Frankenstein, so I had to pick that up. Anyway, I am really, really getting off topic here. Here is my spot. Here is my very poor man's thing. I'm probably going to replace the batteries in those just to but that's my space. I have stuff up top, stuff below. A lot of this stuff is meant to go in here. So we are going to hopefully have enough room for this. I think it does. I mean, I've been watching other people's videos. Yeah, this is very late to the party. In fact, I'm not even calling this a numbered video because I'm so far ahead on the numbered videos that I feel like this would not even go out until November. So I'm going to get this going and then put it out now. All right, put it up very, very, very soon. All right, but let's get to unboxing. Okay, here we go. We have a little bit less room than I would like. And of course, with these HASLAB projects, I'm a little bit more careful to make sure that we maintain all of our boxes, because eventually, if indeed we decide to sell, we are going to want to have all of our stuff here. Okay, we got the 4 corner pieces here for and our 4 side pieces here. Too long, too short. Okay, and then we've got our side ones. I like that how they do this. It does make it a little bit easier. Now, of course, now we have the other part. Okay. Try to be as delicate as I can, although I'm on a folding table here, which is not ideal. I'm sure there's going to be some of those plastic pieces coming out as well. Okay. Put this box in another box, and I'll mail that box to myself. I said this the other day with big boxes, you know what I mean. Okay. All right, very gentle. I mean, even HASLAB items. I mean, I guess they are somewhat rare, right? Oh my goodness gracious. Really? Okay. I want to try to put these boxes back exactly as they were when I got them. And once again, we go upside down and inside out. Upside down, round and round. I do appreciate the slightly smaller size of this in comparison to the. Hold on a second here. Oh. Slightly smaller size of this in comparison. I'm going to take all of these off the table, including our little, just to keep them all in one place. For now, just so we know that's where they are. Okay, let's flip this upside down. Okay. Now, it's fun to take a look at this with an eye, trying to look at this from the point of view of 6-year-old or 7-year-old Darth Tuba, where I look at this and say, wow, it's just amazing. It's amazing. I love it. And what I like is that I said almost, could display this with this in it. If my space was a little bit bigger, a little taller, well, about 4 inches taller, I could probably shove this in the back of that space and still have it there. But I'm not going to do that. I will put this back in the box, back in the box, back in the box, back in the box, and that'll go in my attic. Okay, but I just have to take a good look at this. The Star Wars logo, the double racing stripe. I mean, I just adore it. The only thing that would have made this better would have been having some kid, one of the Hasbro kids, playing with it. You know, like you had with the kid who played with the Death Star space station in that photo, or that kind of thing. Not complaining. I'm just saying it'd probably be, if I'm going to ask for anything, it would be that. Thank you for continuing to give us the graces with the Kenner logo. Looks like on the back you got the black and white. I called it the coloring page because I felt like they were just inviting you to color it in. Okay, it does look like all 4 sides of these, at least on this, on the displayable part, are the same exact picture. It's just done in line form, black and white. It looks like on the side we have images, kind of trying to copy the scenes from the movie, right? Case, just a heads up, I am not taking the figures out of the package. I will put them in display here, maybe with the cantina, maybe near it, but I will not be taking them out of the package. Instead, I hope to find other versions of the figures, even if I have to get custom versions of them to do that. Unless I happen to stumble across somebody selling the Tonica Sisters loose, which I doubt I'll see, but who knows. All right, looks like there's different scenes on each side. Here's the other side, right? That's cool. Oh, just awesome. All right, cool. So let me slide this over here. Rest this here. I've got this little piece of tissue and some more cardboard. We've got This looks like the extender. I got the extra ones. I went for the higher end thing, so I picked up, that's why I have this one. I don't know how many people did that. I heard some people might have gotten more of these. I don't know if that's something I would have done, but I don't know if I have the room for that. But it comes with all the tables, the chairs, the alcoves. So that's cool. All right. You know, it's one of those things that you're in there in the moment, and I'm like, oh, do I dare? This is the deluxe add-on. Do I dare get the deluxe add-on? And of course I was like, sure, I'll get the deluxe add-on. Why not? You know, not even thinking for a moment about, you know, how I'm going to display this. But I did find that area, and I'm hoping that this will work. Okay. So let's see. What is my option here? Okay. There we go. And here I am unboxing. Let's see if I can, rather than cut this one, maybe I can gently just remove the sticker. And with this kind of thing, I don't even know how much value we're devaluing by taking this disc, this clear disc sticker off. Comes off nicely because it's a very glossy thing. It's this thing right here, I don't know if you see it. I'm not going to save it. I mean, well, maybe I'll just tap it lightly on the side of this one. But again, once you, seems to be relatively easy to stick on and off. Okay. One more. Okay, here we go. Now, this is anything like the others. It looks like, yes, we've got box after box after box after box. So I'm going to just remove the boxes first. I kind of like this. It organizes them pretty nicely. Saw that they did this with the ghost to some degree. No folly. No fall. Instructions. For now, put that over here. I'll take care of all of this a little at a time. Okay. I don't think I need my box. All right. I'm thinking this is probably the figures. So why don't we take a look at those first? I am going to display them, so I will take them out of here. But yep, here we go. All right, we got Greedo. Has 010. Reach a little forward there. Greedo. Good figure. Got the vest. Good movie likeness. Did we not get a... I'm pretty sure we have a vintage collection Greedo. I've got a ton of Greedos. I don't need to unbox this guy. We got Nabrun Leeds. HASLAB 11. Again, got a few of this character in other versions that are loose. Whether or not I have this one in the cantina is irrelevant. I'm actually going to mix up my cantina with a slurry of vintage collection, or I should say modern figures versus some extras I have of the original figures as well. We have War. Many have been arguing that the War, I've been hearing online that they actually prefer some of the other versions of War, like better versions of War than what this one is. I don't know. He looks pretty good to me. Has 007. Thank you, Hasbro or HasLab, for giving us separated numbers, not part of the vintage collection numbers. I do think that was a wise move because, let's face it, not everyone's going to get this. Not everyone has room for it. A lot of people are getting them just for the figures. I feel like that's pretty expensive. But let's talk turkey, man. Let's talk about the one that everybody's excited about. We got Senni Tanaka and Brea Tanaka, the Tanaka sisters. They have graced our presence in the official Star Wars collection. There they are, as beautiful as ever. HASLAB 08 and HASLAB 09, and they are awesome. Now, the funny thing is that they are awesome in that we finally have the figures. And the figures themselves, I think, are in good shape. They're very nice. They have a good likeness of the characters. I know one of the actresses did not want to give their license, didn't sign off their license, but the rights to their likeness. I don't know if that was the reason. I mean, you hear all these things, you read all these stories, you don't know. I mean, it's possible, but there could have been other things. Not even they made him just they literally made one quick scene, and they're not. As far remember back in the 70s, there weren't a lot of girls figures, right? There was Leia. There weren't a lot of girl characters. There was Leia. That was it. And right, so we didn't see, and I think Mon Mothma came along after that, right? But was there in the original trilogy collection? There were, I mean, unless you count maybe some of the Ewoks were female, I don't know, or some of the Jabba denizens, or maybe some of the Cantina aliens were actually female. We didn't know, but as far as human characters, there weren't any, right? There was Leia, different versions of Leia, and then there was Mon Mothma. No, Mon Mothma never came out in the Return of the Jedi either. That was later. That was like more recent. So no, we didn't have. They just didn't make girl figures. So to me, it wouldn't shock me if they just thought, well, you know what? There aren't going to be a lot of, they barely see these characters as it is. And yes, we've had aliens that show up for 1 second, but two girls in bodysuits, green and blue, maybe it wouldn't have been that popular. So I don't know. I'm just saying that. I don't know. I'm just, and we all kind of are in a situation where we honestly are not aware for sure. We weren't there. None of us were there unless you happen to work for Kenner at the time. Was there something very specific to it? I know that one of the actors didn't want to sign off their likeness, or maybe they forgot to, or they weren't asked to, so they never did. Now that person just passed away, rest their soul. And, now it's like you think, oh, that means that they finally can do it without worrying about it or whatever. I don't know. It could be true. But I've also learned that so much of these things are just the internet liking to talk and hear itself talk. So believe what you want. All right. So what I'm going to do now, okay, is actually I'm going to take my 5 figures and I'm just going to put them over here just to get them out of the way so that I can get this thing open. As I said, I have a nice space all picked out for it. All right, so I'm just going to kind of open up. All right, so the boxes, so I guess that was box number 2. Interesting. So I guess we'll do this in order, which is to start with box number 1. Now, obviously, we didn't do it in order because we just opened box number 2, but that's all right. I will 5, 4, 3. All right. So as far as the instructions are concerned, nice, pretty sizable instructions here. All right, it's kind of showing you, it's almost like a Lego kit, right? So it's showing you what to work on first. So that's why we have to open them up box by box. So, all right. Okay, so these are the pieces that I have to work with for set 1. So I'm just going to set it up on a high speed so you can see it slowly start to come together. Okay, so it turns out that the people at Kenner Hasbro are not really the people that are knowing what to do when it comes to putting these in order. I assume that the numbered boxes are the order that you have to do things, but they're not. It looks like there are other numbered things kind of out of order. Like it looks like you need to start with number 3 and 4. So it's very strange. So instead of, you saw me just put a bunch of stuff up there, right now what I'm going to do is essentially just get everything out of the package. So let's just do a little bit of that first. We will stick to, that was box number, we already did box number 1, and my box number 2 was the figures. So let's focus on box number 3. Keep doing it upside down. All right, we'll just kind of get the pieces out and then utilize what we need. I gotta say, these are I'm actually appreciating. Oh, yeah, I'm actually appreciating the way that these things are set up. I'm also appreciating that it looks like there is potential to do some really cool stuff with lighting, which I'm going to play around with at a later date. Let me get some strip lighting in there. that, but you know, just to do that. Now that looks like this is all that's in here. Just lift up the bottom, make sure I'm not missing anything. No. Okay, cool. So that's box number 3 was a breeze. I mean, I will say this. You know, I appreciate detail, and I appreciate them making sure that there's plenty of accessories and things of that nature. But I will say that this is a lot. There's a lot going on here. Okay, but I think I'm going to do with this is I'm actually going to take all of these out with me just to kind of have a place to organize them rather than pull them all out. Oh my goodness. Here are all your cups, mugs. Here are all your drink. Oh, look, computers. And there's your bar holders. All right, so that's cool. I'm going to leave this box out for a moment because those plastic cases are going to have to go in there. And then last one, before we get to the deluxe set, it looks like we have just some more pieces. More bar stools, I guess. I don't know if these are any different than the ones that I already brought in there. Oh, yeah. Okay, let me temporarily move this so I can... They seem pretty sturdy. That's the only problem with some of the... You know, and I do appreciate them. Oh, my God. Look at all the glasses. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to take all of them out. I might leave some of them in the package. Okay, that's that. That is that. That is everything. Okay, cool. All right, so now now we gotta, I think we have everything out. Again, I haven't unboxed yet the add-on. And as I said, when it comes to these pieces, whoops, I'm going to think about this. I don't know. I may not even put any of these out. I just feel like that is so much. As long as they're still in the collection, we'll see. I'll think about it. All right, now let's try putting this thing together. Okay, so we are on the way. We think we have pretty much all of our stuff there. We have our 3 alcoves in the back. We have our entrance, and I have a pretty decent amount of space. The only problem is that what I might end up doing is kind of shifting this around, kind of putting it back in the corner. My hope was to maybe be able to have like an outside the cantina, but that'll only work if I don't use the extension, but I think I want to use it. But normally there would be things on this side, you know, like here, but I don't want to put them there. I want to kind of extend them there. So maybe I'll just use some of them. We'll see. I'm going to see what's out there. And then of course, there's been discussion about all of these chairs that don't really exist in the cantina. I don't think I'm going to use them all, but I still want to get the other thing out. It seems as though they do leave a lot of wiggle room for inside there and inside here for lighting. So I'm gonna leave that up for another day, maybe next summer. That'll be a project. I don't have any electronic connection here in this space. I only have those are both battery operated. So if I did do something, it would have to be something that I would have to charge with a USB or something, or with battery. So we'll see. All right, so let me work on getting the other ones in here, and then we'll see what that looks like. Okay. So I was able to get 2 more of the extended add-ons, alcoves, but not a third. I also removed the entranceway, but I have another idea about that, and I'm going to, for the moment, what I would like to do at this moment is do a little bit of creative, let's just say, some creative architecture. I don't know. So we'll see. Right now, so I'm going to work on a couple of little things, and then I will populate this wretched hive of scum and villainy with a bunch of other things. Heads up, it's going to be unusual. It's going to be something you probably not. It's not going to look exactly like the one there. By the way, I also removed a lot of the chairs. I did keep a few, and I'll hold on to the rest of them and any other pieces. And you'll also notice one thing I'm also not dealing with is the glassware. I am not dealing with the glassware. This will be a dry cantina, or rather, their glasses will be so small that you won't see them. Because I just don't want to deal with that stuff falling all over the place. Nor do I want to figure out a way to glue it or any of that stuff. So I have all the pieces. They're all still in there. They're all still kind of unaffected. So we will get to that. But here we go with some unique stuff to do here to change up the architecture slightly. Okay, so I got some figures on there, but it just occurred to me that there are a few here, and you're one of them, that I wanted to add to the diorama, if you will. This guy. Special edition. Yeah, I know. Some people don't like special edition. Oh, grow a pair. You know, deal with it. No, I mean, I get people. You know, they don't want to mess with the original. I get that. I really do. But having said that, I feel as though, you know, this guy is so different than the original that I can put him in and be a different character entirely. This guy too. Another storm. I got like this mixture. All right, looks like these are mostly Clone Wars and a few Buck Rogers and Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica figures thrown in. Oh. This Jango Fett is not going to be in that. You do not have a head anymore. So not you. Come on. Thank you. And we got Return of the Sith. And we got mostly, I think I'll come back and maybe take another look. But oh yeah, this guy, he's going in. This guy, he could have been the hero of the galaxy if he followed them, but no, he had another gig. So yeah, let one of my other guys, let Chewie do it. And we got some Bespin. We got some Return of the Jedi. Got some Episode 1. This used to be in order, but then I started selling off some of these figures. And then when I would put, this guy. These three. Boom, boom. You're going. Boom, you're going. And you're going. Okay, cool. So, we got some good denizens here. There is another grouping too. All right, I'll get to those in a second. Right, these look like more the same, more the same, more the same, more the same. And I pretty much have enough now at this point. We're into Last Jedi. Do I do a new Chewie or no? I think I'll do an old Chewie. Oh, I need a Han Solo. Duh. I need a Han Solo. Well, I'll look for a vintage one for that. I might not have one with me right away, but here's the. Okay, these are all like Clone Wars and other stuff. Okay, Well, and Solo and stuff. All right, and all those are carded. I'm not doing those. Oh, anything here? Oh, these poor guys are all knocked over. If I open this, they're all going. Do I want to put any customs? Oh, there's some more here. No, I think I'm good. Yeah, I think. Oh, no, that's Han Solo in weird garb or whatever. Okay. So, and there's my V figures. I'm gonna put Willie in there. Willie or Martin. I don't know, maybe. Cad Bane. All right. I think I am good. There's a Jawa I can put in there, though. All right. Cool. All right. And we have done it. We have quite a few characters from the original trilogy with a few little surprises, like I'd like to put Elon Slizabagano or whatever his name is in there. And you want to buy some death sticks? I figure if he was around, if he was still, I mean, if I grayed his hair, I don't know if he would have survived. He was like doing a lot of stuff with death sticks. But hey, you never know. So you can see, it's a little dark, but you can see what I basically did was I put a second level. I went up. I built up because that's the room I had. That way I was able to get the entire cantina and add-on in here. And I got a few. Now these denizens are a mix of original trilogy figures, original collection, Kenner 70s and 80s, modern figures, a couple of customs, like this guy right here, an old war from the Cantina packs from years back. There's another Stormtrooper. I have multiple. That Sand Trooper is a custom. I've also got things like multiple Snaggletooths, multiple Walrus Man. There's one Greedo, and I even got a little vest for him. Thank you. I think it was Next 17 who supplied that. There's another Next 17 one. This little guy. He's actually a Jabba's pal, so I decided to put him here. And I also got from an online creator a bandstand for our Cantina band to add to it, complete with a music stand and speakers, which I love, and I think a tip box in the back there. And you'll notice Max Rebo is going to join the band as soon as I get another Max Rebo. Oh, I just realized I have to put some figures back there. I'm going to keep adding figures to this. I don't want to get too bogged down with it because there's also the fact that I want to. I also want to include some lighting more than just these two things. So I'm going to play around with that and see what I can come up with. Now, I also decided to get a little more creative on the bottom level here. As you can see, there's two levels. And these are all the old Cantina packs of figures. There's a bunch in the back there, kind of dark, hard to see. The Cantina band re-release. And I actually have some more Cantina bands that I might put out here. This is really Jabba's band, but still, I think it's really cool. I like it. I even put one of Luke's land speeders out here. I still have to get Luke. I still have to get a few other people, so we are going to go by. But I honestly absolutely love this set. It was very sturdy. It was easy to put together. There are some parts there, like up there, that those two pieces, this one and this one, are not supposed to go together. I just kind of shoved them together. But just such a great way to display your figures. Just awesome. And flexible. You can do it if you have small. I mean, look at that. Look at basically, you only need about half the height of this. So if you want to just do that. In fact, that's a little lost on here because now you can see the ceiling. But if I ever wanted to do any lighting, I would have to put some kind of a false top here so you wouldn't see it. But if I decide to do that, I'll do it. Who knows? We'll see. I even put down here, I know it's a droid. Forgive me. I just like that droid. Want a cup of Jabba juice? So anyway, that is my HASLAB Cantina. At the time of this recording, I don't know if the next HASLAB is going to back. It's going to run. I did back it, the Republic gunship. Mainly, though, I will be honest, I backed it because I want Hasbro to continue doing HASLAB, but I would really like them to do more like this. I would really like them to do sets, like a new Death Star space station, something more wide and versatile, a Cloud City playset, but I mean an actual diorama kind of playset. You'll notice, though, I did not put a lot of the glasses out. In fact, the glasses that these guys are holding came with the figures. I just felt that that's just going to be an easy thing to get lost. So I just kept them all kind of in their original packaging. And then we'll go. And I'll do some more with lighting with this. HASLAB, continue to do more like this, please. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Check me out on Instagram and Bluesky. Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing page on Facebook. Check out all my videos. Thanks. Until the next video, guys. May the Force and the toys be with you, and I hope you enjoy my wretched hive of scum and villainy.